Here's a few suggestions of ways you can massage underneath your foot with a racket ball, which I chose because it's hollow and it has like a nice springiness to it. I recommend you set up near a wall or a chair so you have something to hold on to if you need help for your balance. And always start with a check-in before you go, sensing how your posture feels initially so you can compare before and after to see if the massage helped. So you'll line your feet up, hip width apart. And as long as you're comfortable with this, close your eyes for the assessment. And then just take a few slow, deep breaths and try to feel where you are holding your body weight over your feet. Try to sense if your weight is more to the front or the back of your foot. Are you putting more weight on the inside versus the outside? The left leg versus the right leg? And do your feet match? Do you have different weight distribution around each foot? Also try to sense if you feel like you're really still, or if you feel your body is constantly swaying to try to find its posture. You can also run a body scan up the joints and the major muscles of your body and just note any tension areas that you feel. The knees, the front of the hips, the back of your pelvis or your low back, your mid and upper back or chest, or through your neck and head. Now we'll put the ball on the floor to work with, and you're gonna very slightly stagger your stance so the ball foot's a little forward of the other one. We can create downward pressure with certain parts of your foot. So right now I'm using the pad, like say where the knuckles of all the toes are, and I'm just shifting my body weight on and off of the ball, just giving it as much pressure as feels good. None of these techniques should elicit pain. You might notice a tender spot, but we're gonna back off of it if you feel it, instead of trying to push through or work through it. When I'm giving the pressure down, I'm on a nice solid bony material, and it's helping me kind of mobilize the separate raise of my feet. You can also give a slightly more gentle pressure and work down along the whole length that follows the pinky to the heel. Okay, so I'm kind of almost like bouncing, hopping along it. And then I'm gonna do a little pressure around the heel, just forward of it, pushing down into it, working the different spots. So I can almost go like 3 spots across towards the front, 3 in the middle, and 3 to the back. Okay, so that's one idea, just pressing down. I can also massage the ball along my foot from toe to heel in a smooth, slow, dragging pattern as I'm shifting my weight from one foot to the other. Okay, so I start with the ball close, weight's on my stance leg, and then I'm gonna give a little more of my body weight, almost like I'm taking a step as I glide my foot from toe to heel. Every time I repeat this, I just drag the ball back to me. I'm gonna move the ball over just a little bit so that I'm working, whoops, that was a little fast, along each ray. And again, you have total control over how much you're depressing the ball. But this is mixing like kind of the squish and then a slide. Now with a little bit lighter pressure, now try to move your foot around the ball in every direction. So we're just getting like, I'll call it almost a chaotic or at random stretch, but trying to cover the whole foot in a nice light touch. I love this exercise because the massage feels good, but it's also a really neat conditioning exercise. I'm taking that sensory feedback I get with my foot while I'm mobilizing the rest of my leg, the knee and the hip and the ankle joint. So it's helping to stimulate some of the smaller muscles within the joint that are responsible for aligning the joint upright so that the bigger muscles can get the most contraction when we move. That's really important in kind of a rehabby way, that we have strength and stability in all the deep muscles close to the joint. All right, before you go to your other foot, let's do a body scan. And this is the same thing you'll repeat after the second leg. So we go back to the parallel legs, set your posture comfortably, and then close your eyes. If this is your first foot, bring your attention to the difference you sense between the 2 feet. If you're now doing a check-in after doing both legs, I'd like you to observe if that second foot now starts to match the changes you felt after the first foot. And if we are at the end of the workout, make that body scan thorough. Try to feel the bottom of your feet and notice where the weight is distributed. Has it changed at all from how you were holding your body in your initial posture? As you scan up your body, revisit all of those islands of tension and see if the joints or the large muscle groups have released anything. And what has replaced it? How are you creating your posture if it has changed since the first check-in? And does it feel like more or less effort to stand in this position? I think check-ins are really valuable. So we can compare if the work we're doing is worth our time and energy, of course, especially when we're doing something that might be outside of what our belief systems are about exercise or movement practices. But it's also a good skill to help you develop better listening all the time from your body. Your body is giving you feedback from the environment, the way you can tell if like the ground is hard or carpeted or cold. There's also signals like that coming from inside your body through your nervous system. Taking some brief pauses to go inside and sense what's going on will make you more able to listen all the time while you're doing your normal daily tasks.